Okay, hey, check it out. I've got the little cluster here ready to go. Have the fifine K6 or fifine. I'm going to figure it out. K688 podcasting mic. It's a dynamic microphone. I have an MXL 990, the VW Bug of condenser microphones. The ever popular Shure SM58, legit 58, and a $20 57 clone from Pyle. We're going to be testing all of these out. Throw some guitar at them. I may do, if I'm lucky, I'm gonna get some band stuff even later tonight if the band shows up for practice, which they're supposed to. Yeah, so all of this is being routed into a Zoom H6 right there. And I'm doing my best just to equalize the levels when they record so that, yeah, it's as fair of a comparison as I can come up with. All right, here we are. Let's get everything synced up here. We're back with the comparison portion of the requested videos from fifine, however you say it, fine. Typically, when you would mic an acoustic guitar, you might do a single mic at the 12th fret, something like that. Maybe another one down here on the body, perhaps sometimes up here on the shoulder, depending on the tone you're wanting to get. And you'd be about 12 inches away, so not too far away. I'm going further than that, so I can try and eliminate like pick being heavy from this side, warmth being heavy from this side if I was too close. And I'm going to try and play right in the middle of the cluster right here. And I'm about 16 inches away from the microphones. So yeah, let's try it. See what happens here. All right, let's try something a little softer now. right, so that completes the guitar portion of this whole thing. Tell you what we'll do though. Since we're standing here, might as well do this. What if we just talk into all 4 of the microphones, roughly at podcasting level? I guess, hell, I don't podcast, but something generally a little louder than just normal conversation or telephone conversation. Something with just a little bit more punch to it so you can see distinctly and exactly how each of these microphones differ. Granted, it's hard to do an exact comparison. I'm just rambling and making up shit as I go so that I have extra time to click between all of the tracks of these 4 microphones and indicate which one is currently being recorded or played back at the time in the video. Does that make sense? Gee, I don't know if it makes any sense. Well, anyway, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to break this down a little bit, and we got the band coming over tonight. We're going to practice tonight. So I am going to probably put this exact setup right in the middle of the room, pointing at the drum set. Okay, I have the cluster reset now, finished with the acoustic stuff. There's the zoom. We're all cabled in exactly as before. I'll have to adjust the levels. But yeah, this is now, all of these are now about that far from the drum set. And I'm going to record practice tonight. So that's them basically pointing right there at the drum set. So yeah, I think it's going to be a nice little comparison. All right, let's see what this sounds like with those 4 mics compared. All right, hey, welcome back everybody. This is the final video, I should say the final portion of my review of the Aplitank K688 podcasting microphone from fifine. I did find out it is pronounced fine, even though it's not actually spelled fine. So fine, that's how we're going to pronounce it. And hey, you know, look, they sent me this microphone. This was the very first product that anybody ever sent me based on my channel, and I'm very grateful. It was really kind of him to do. I hope I've done a good job. I told everybody up front I'm not a podcaster, I'm not a gamer, and that's what this microphone is really made for. And in my opinion, it does a great job of that. So, summarizing, I suppose you'd say, and incidentally, what I'm doing is I'm recording here. I'm using a Tascam TM80, just a little inexpensive condenser microphone I picked up a few years ago. And ironically, I picked this up just in case I ever needed to do like a podcast or an interview or something like that, via the computer. That's why I got this. I think I maybe used it once or twice for that purpose. Probably had this, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years, who knows. Again, I'm not a podcaster, but what I've done is I've set the Tascam up here with my Zoom H6. So both the fifine K688 and the Tascam are both running into here. So I'm going to do it as I switch back and forth in the video between the sounds. I'm just going to talk, but I'm also going to do a couple of little sound tests. First one, of course, it's only going to affect the Tascam because this the K688 is isolated from my desktop. But I just want to do a quick tap test. I think you can hear that. I can see it on the meter. That's on the table, and I'm using a nice little foam mat here for insulation from the reflective surface when I'm mixing and stuff. Let's do the little leg here. That's pinging it easy. That's spiking it right there. How about the shock mount itself? Kind of about the same. Now the body. So, yeah, that's I mean, are we surprised? I mean, what was this? Probably got it for $40 on sale or something like that. I think it's a $60, $80 microphone, something like that. Hey, I'm sure they're better than nothing. It's probably better than just laying the mic right on the table, but not particularly impressive on the Tascam. Again, not a criticism. It's an inexpensive mic and it's an inexpensive stand. Let's go over here though to the K688. Let's tap the boom arm here. How about the isolation mount? It's actually, I think that's even a little, almost sounds like it's less than the boom arm. I don't know how that could be. How about the body? Yeah, that's a lot more conductive as far as sound. Let's do the arm again. Incidentally, I'm using the meat of my finger for the arm and the isolation mount, and my finger for the body. So you can see and hear the differences between these two microphones. I'm not monitoring right now, so I literally don't know what the sound difference is, which is kind of cool because I don't want to cloud anyone's anyone's decision making on this. Just suffice to say, this is an inexpensive condenser microphone. I'm not running any EQs or anything in my Zoom unit here for recording, and I'm not going to do anything in post to change either of these sounds other than if I need to equalize the volumes a little, so the volume isn't a misguiding sort of a difference between the two. But yeah, I think in summary, I would say the K688 microphone from fifine, it's a fine microphone. Sounds really good, I think, for podcasting. Again, I don't do podcasting. I don't have a lot to compare it with. In terms of just general use as a dynamic mic, maybe it doesn't sound quite as good as a 57, a real 58 or a real 57. It certainly had a different character than the 57 clones I had, maybe a little more balanced. But I think in the end, the idea here is that this is a close proximity dynamic microphone. It's got probably really good off-axis rejection. It's probably got, by nature, pretty good feedback, resistance. But those wouldn't necessarily be terribly important in a podcasting or a gaming sort of a situation. At least not if you may be wearing headphones or something like that. I guess if you're gaming with a big system, maybe that would be very important. And again, if I had more of that kind of experience, maybe I could have tested for that. Yeah, but in the end, I think I'd have to say the K688 from fifine is a fine podcasting microphone. Highly recommend you go out and get it. They were very kind to send me one to get my opinion of it. And I hope I've done a good job, reflecting honestly on the product. And yeah, so hope this has been helpful for everyone out there. Thanks so much for your patience. I do get comments that I ramble a little bit, so thanks for your patience. Yeah, y'all have a great day. Threes.